So I run a $100,000 per month agency. And right now we're trying to scale to $5 million per year. Pretty simple stuff in terms of what actually got us here. I want to talk a little bit about that today throughout the day. But mostly I just want to show you guys a day in the life of what I'm actually working on to be able to get there. And I feel like this is just stuff that's not on YouTube anywhere. This isn't things you're really going to find. It's just like, you know, I used to think to myself, like, what is the guy actually doing on a daily basis though? Like, what is this guy doing? Like, he says he makes this much money. He says that they're going to make this much money, whatever. What is this person actually doing in order to make sure that they're getting there? Like, what's the day-to-day procedures? And today I'm going to show you that. And we're even going to talk a little bit about what got us to where we are and what scaled us from certain revenues to the next revenue. For example, from like 40K to 60K, and then from 60K to 100K, because we've done $100,000 per month with a maximum. I think we've hit $130,000 per month for about 5 or 6 months now. And before that, it had dipped down to like 60 or 70,000 from 100,000. So we've been here for a while. We've even implemented systems to get back to there. And this is the real stuff that you're not going to find anywhere else on YouTube. So would love for you guys to stick around and check that out. Just made a yogurt bowl here, and then we're going to go to the gym. But this is just going to be like a day in the life of just showing you exactly what it is that I do as a $100,000 per month agency owner on the operational side. My business partner, he handles a lot of the sales stuff, and you're gonna get some insight into that stuff today as well. So anyway, yeah, pay attention. And if you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments and I will answer these. Super important to me because when I was where you are, I wished someone would just answer questions and just be like, yeah, dude, it's this simple. This is how you do it. I think I have a lot of insight like that for people that are just, you know, obviously at a lower level than $100,000 per month, because it is a specific skill set to get to $100,000 per month. And we'll talk about that today. So we're going to crush this yogurt bowl. I'm going to head to the gym. I might talk a little way on the way to the gym. If I don't, we'll catch you back here in the office and show you guys what we're working on. So I'm on my way to the gym, but before I go to the gym, I just have to say, we didn't always make $100,000 per month. I used to literally live in a camper, like quite literally. If I can find a picture of it, I'll put it on the screen. But yeah, I used to live in a camper, and I just had the belief that we could make this happen, you know? It is very, very cool. It's awesome when you get to this level. And I would say that, you know, being here, you just want to continue to make more and make more. So enjoy the smaller wins too. You know, if you're at a level that's maybe below this, definitely enjoy that. But yeah, basically I run the operational side of the business. My business partner runs the sales side of the business, and I deal directly with hiring contractors still. It's something I still love to do. Build systems, SOPs, just make everything connected and really run and totally work. That's like my forte, getting systems up, getting things running quickly and smoothly and efficiently. And my business partner deals with cold outreach, cold email, that type of stuff. But in order to actually get to $100,000 per month, you're going to need a few specific skills. And those skills are sales, a way to drive revenue. Obviously, it's very simple. I would suggest either cold email outreach or just cold outreach in general, right? Like cold calling, just getting a hold of people and going absolutely AWOL, going berserk to get up to your first 10K a month. And then from there, you're going to transition into building systems, right? That 10K to probably 50K per month is all about systems, because your revenue, your way of getting to 10K a month should actually get you to 50K a month, just scaling it. And then from there, it literally fluctuates back and forth. It goes operations, and you're going to fix your operations. You're going to build SOPs. You're going to build a team. You're going to hire the right people. Then from there, you're going to go back to the sales side, and you're going to have to scale your sales side, right? That's re-implementing or implementing a new sales channel, right? So like a new marketing angle. Let's just say you start recording content and posting on social media a lot, or you're going to scale even more what you're already doing, but you're going to have to build the systems and tighten that up and actually start to hire salespeople, stuff like that. Around 45 to 50K per month, that's what's going to eventually scale you up to 100K per month, at which point you're going to be back to operations, which is where we are now. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of context on everything. I'm going to head to the gym. I'm not going to take you guys in the gym with me because today's actually a pretty chill day at the gym. I'm just going to do very light stuff. My body needs some rest. I've been really pushing it hard, and I'm feeling like kind of sick today, to be honest with you. So I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to probably do a long walk on the treadmill. and some very light stuff, some stretching, just to get in there, just for the discipline of it. And then we're going to be back. It's a rainy, crappy day, so we're going to be grinding for a little bit. We'll catch you when we get back. So we'll catch you when we're back from the gym. All right, so we're officially back from the gym. It was a super easy gym day today. My body is just feeling super wiped. Been through a lot of stress this last year, so body's kind of shutting down a little bit. But this stuff doesn't stop regardless, right? So before we jump into this stuff that I'm actually working on today, I wanted to give some insight to a lot of people that have an agency, and to make this as simple as possible for you guys is to scaling to $100,000 a month. So I remember at first all we wanted to do was make $10,000. We wanted to make $10,000 a month. That was it. We were like, let's make 10K. And I felt like that would solve all my problems at the time. Like I was like, dude, $10,000 a month, that's going to solve everything. If I could just make 10K a month. I remember even telling my business partner, I was like, man, if I could just make 5K a month, like personal take home, I can't imagine what that would do for me. And needless to say, you get to that $10,000 a month mark, and to get there, it's really just a very basic MVP, like a minimum viable product. Just like pick something that you're able to do and sell it. That's it. It's literally that simple. For us, it was video editing. So I built a quick team of people that could edit the videos, right? And we were just like simultaneously working on sales and operations to get to that 10K a month. Then from the 10K a month, it's just systems and optimization until you hit 20K to 25K a month. Then that's when things start to get a little bit more serious. So at that point, you're going to have to start building SOPs and starting to systematize your actual process. So right around that point for us, at least, we're a service-based agency. So that was at the point where I started hiring people and like really breaking down job roles. Think like this one person's doing like 10 things right now. How can they just do the maximum amount that they should be doing? But how can I take a lot off of their plate so we don't have like a key man risk? At the time, I wasn't thinking about it that way, but that's really like what it is. Then scaling from that 25K, that'll scale you from like 25 to 50K, right? Obviously simultaneously while making sales. If you keep churn low, whatever got you to that initial like 15 to 25K, just keep doing that in terms of sales, because that's going to keep you going. And then once you get to around 50 to 60K, that's where you start to actually implement like management. That's where you start to step out of like the day-to-day roles just a little bit. And you start to actually build SOPs and remove yourself as much as you possibly can so that you can focus on building even better systems and keeping the product rolling, keeping the product improving and pushing forward. That's been our experience, and that is what has got us to 100K. And in that same time frame of like 50 to 100K, it was a huge sales push. And my business partner built, this really awesome sales side of things. And we really cracked down on appointment setting and sales training in general. And that has sustained now the $100,000 per month. And so now we're back to operations. And so just to give you a little bit of insight onto that before we kind of jump into like what I'm doing today. Really on the docket today, I've got a product that I'm working on. So right now I'm completely redoing basically our CRM for our internal management team. And that's going to consist of a dashboard that I'm building with Claude Cowork, and Claude Cowork, Railway, and GitHub. And you're going to see that today. I won't show you any of the actual client accounts or anything. Obviously, that's pretty confidential stuff. Some of our clients have NDAs, so I can't show you all that. But yeah, that's what I'm doing, is working with AI to build a CRM so that our management processes on the front end, like the client success management and the retention of our clients, can be dramatically increased because there's an actual real systematized process to everything. Not that there's not now, it's just that everything lives on like Google Sheets and like Typeform and Zapier, and there's stuff kind of all over the place. And we're kind of building a product that's going to have a dashboard where pretty much everybody can go and see what's going on at any time. It even scans the Slack channel to show anything and everything at a moment's glance, and you can even search function and ask it, what's going on with this client, and it'll give you a full synopsis and a full breakdown. That stuff I can show you guys in a later video, but today I wanted to just mostly talk about this because when you get to this point, a lot of people ask me all the time, like, what are you doing on a day-to-day basis? Like, I want to just go to the coffee shop and just like watch you work, right? And I remember being in that position as well. But it comes from leaning into your skills and knowing what you're good at and letting it rip. To be honest, I'm good at systems and I'm good at building systems and I'm good at like outsourcing things and hiring new people. So today we've got a call with a client success manager that we're hiring because we broke our retention role separate from our client success role because we believed that we needed somebody in like giving the clients a little more coaching and strategy because we do short form content and to get them better results, that's what we needed to do. So that's what we got. We're going to hop on a call here in just a moment with a prospect, and you guys can see how I do sort of the interview process. I still love to hire contractors. It's my favorite thing to do is work with people. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to hop in, but right now, as you can see, I'm kind of working on some Claude code on this screen, and then on this screen is where it's deploying to on the website. So I'm just kind of bouncing back and forth. If you guys haven't used Claude code, you need to because it's absolutely incredible. Like if you don't learn how to use these tools, you're going to be obsolete. It turns you into a superhuman. Like I literally let this thing go like almost all day yesterday, and I barely even touched the computer. Like you can download a browser extension, and it will literally do things in the browser for you. So that's where like the co-founder mind can come and just be like, this is what I want it to look like, and then it magically appears, right? So I'm curious what questions you guys might have about that type of stuff. Like what questions you might have regarding, systems in general and like the systems that we use in AI and Claude and like how I build products, because I've built pretty much the entire operations side of our business and my business partners built the sales side of our business. And if you guys want to watch him, you can go click his channel. I'll link his channel. There's his channel in the description. His name is Reese Queen. He does a lot with cold email. So anyway, yeah, I think the number one thing that has gotten us to this point truly is people on both sides of things. Hiring the right people and knowing how to retain people and build a culture in a company. And that's probably the most important thing of all, because people can either be your biggest asset or your worst downfall. And you as a leader are a direct reflection of that. So yeah, my leadership style is definitely more positive and accountability, right? So we reinforce with positive reinforcement, and then we hold people accountable to that. It's pretty simple, but most of the time it's positive, right? It's pouring in, and people will go to war for you for that. So no answers on those calls, but what we are going to do is we're going to take some time and continue to work on our website that we're working on here, our CRM application, if you will. And while we're doing that, we're just going to wait for these calls back because I'm sure they'll call back at some point soon. And as soon as those call back, we'll hop on that. But yeah, just know what I'm doing right now is quite literally just looking at our internal processes that already work and finding a way to combine everything from everywhere, all the sheets, all this stuff that lives in different places, and putting it all in one place and having this pull from all of that data, right? Because all of that's already all set up, but this is just going to pull from all of that data and have it all in one place. So it's not so scattered. It's more of a product, and we're actually going to streamline that with the sales side too. So that's really what we're working on now. It'd be quite boring if I actually showed you what we're doing. So needless to say, that's what it is. We're going to take this call, and hopefully, also if you guys are enjoying this, make sure to like and subscribe to this, because there's a lot more of this coming. Especially if you guys like it and you leave a lot of comments and you ask questions and stuff. Give me some ideas of like things that you'd like to know about our business or how we got to where we got. Would love to share really anything with you guys. So yeah, anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to hop into that. I don't know what it is, but like I'm like, let's just say I'm like 82%, 85% for hiring people. It's just something I'm good at. I don't know why. But I can just tell within the first like minute and a half of talking to somebody whether they're good for a role or not, just based on their demeanor. That guy would be a very good analytical role. He would be very good at numbers. He would be very good at like dealing with intricacies, not this client relational type stuff. I could just tell based on the attitude and the flow of the conversation, especially with me. Typically, the person that's going to be good for this role is really going to take charge of the interviews. They just do. Not take charge of them, but take initiative and really ask a lot of questions, and you can tell just by the questions that they ask and the things they're talking about, like that they have a deep understanding of what the role is and that they're super excited for it. This guy, not so much, but not a big deal. We got plenty more of these to come. We have literally hundreds of people that have applied to this job role, so it's a super slick job role. I mean, it's really, really nice for the person that's going to be doing it. So Needless to say, been working with a business partner. We're chatting back and forth on Slack, just talking about designs and how to make this CRM behind me even better for our current client success manager and retention strategist. So that's really what I'm working on for the rest of the day. To be honest with you, not a super crazy day, and I was just hoping that this could provide a lot of insight for people as to what it's actually like. The thing is, you have to be compounding daily, right? So today might not seem like this crazy day, and it's really not. It's very, very much the tip of the iceberg, but it's the continuation of that over the next 3 months that then in another 3 months following this next 3 months, that at the end of that 3 months is when things actually start to compound. And you're going to be like, wow, all that work I did back in April and May working on this CRM and getting this new person hired, then it's going to pay off. So all the stuff you're doing now, they're all sort of lag indicators, if you will, or lead indicators, or yeah, something like that. I don't know. I can't remember which one it is, but whatever one is indicative of an input and now you're waiting. That is what it's like being an entrepreneur. And so the fuel is keeping with that, right? Keeping with that feeling and keeping the inspiration going and finding ways to fill your cup up. It's super important to get out and be doing things. I like to golf. I like to rock climb. I like to ride dirt bikes. So yeah, eating healthy, all that stuff. It's all really, really good. But that's basically what it's like, you guys. This is what it is like to run a $100,000 a month agency, is especially now that it's to this point, that's what it's like. But getting there is a completely different skill set. And I want to make a video on that for you guys, because that is where most people are going to tell you, oh, you had to kill yourself. You know, it was insane. Like just the amount of effort it took to get there. That is a completely different thing from actually being at 100K, because in a way things start to slow down in a good way to then where everything is strategy and you leveling up personally as an entrepreneur. So, all right, guys, honestly, fairly boring day, but this is pretty much where I'll be for the rest of the day right here. I'll go for a walk here in a little bit. I might go ride my electric dirt bike. We'll see. If you guys ever want to see any of that, let me know. But mostly I want to know what questions you guys have for me that I can answer for you that would give you a lot of insight on maybe starting an agency or scaling your current agency. Again, I deal directly with operations. I deal with people. I deal with systems. I deal with hiring. I deal with firing. I deal with culture building. And yeah, it's really incredible stuff. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. Comment below what you'd like to see and what you want to know.